Welcome to our Benita's Maternity Program webinar. Today we're speaking with Sister Talia, who will be chatting to us about the baby blues. Welcome, Sister Talia.
Hi, everyone. Yes, thank you so much for having me on this very real subject. I myself am a mom of 3, and my last one is 3 years old currently. So I know this does happen and it occurs, and that's why I felt it is Mental Health Awareness Month to just bring it across so that we can also reflect on it as moms and moms to be. So baby blues, we've heard a lot about it, is a feeling of sadness. Usually it's anxiety, impatient, we are a bit grumpy. It usually is crying for no reason, and it can happen for the first few days after birth up until a week to 2 weeks after birth. So it's a feeling of being very overwhelmed. It usually starts at day 3. This is a very special day. It's a day where your milk actually comes in when you're breastfeeding, and you'll notice your breasts feel full. I always tell moms, you wake up like Dolly Parton, so you're looking beautiful from here, but you just feel so overwhelmed. It's usually the day where our normal delivering moms go home, and our cesarean moms have a bit of a longer stay, another night to stay. So it could be a day of a lot of mixed emotion. And then we have the word depression. So I went a bit and I researched, Johan Wendt and Sultan. They've kind of put it down for us. Depression is characterized by sad, irritated moods, and it changes a lot. So it will be a loss of concentration, cannot focus. It will be a loss of appetite or weight gain or weight loss, sleep disturbances. So this is where it becomes different to baby blues. We have then suicidal intention, scary thoughts of myself and baby, all of which will really deter your ability to function as a new mom or a pregnant mom even, and it can happen at any time during pregnancy as well. Depression occurs after birth. It's called postpartum depression, and while you are pregnant, it's called antenatal depression. And this postpartum depression can occur. So after baby blues, the 2 weeks, that's when we start looking at things. Is it becoming more serious? Is it now depression and not just the shift of things? So what causes the baby blues, antenatal or postpartum depression? So we usually list it as such. So we have risk factors, that it's our biological functioning, like the history of postpartum depression. We may have a history of anxiety disorders or mood disorders, or a family history of such diseases. But we can also take it to our hormones. So we always say to moms, it's your hormones. And it is true, because it happens so much. Your estrogen and progesterone, it dips so severely while pregnant and while giving birth that it takes a while to regain and to function on that normal balance. Okay. And then we have the psychological. So what does that mean? So history of childhood abuse, younger age moms, more advanced age in motherhood. I always say when there's the one, there's the other one. So when a mom is a younger age, there's some sort of anxiety, there's some things that can be risk factors, but an older age mom as well, or more advanced age. We know we as women now, we first do our careers, we first settle before we have kids. So that can bring about our own set of anxiety when we are pregnant finally and when we gave birth, because we have different fears of motherhood. Previous miscarriage or a loss of a baby. We have unrealistic expectations sometimes of motherhood, myself included. I remember the first day I brought home my little one, and I had this beautiful blue room, beautiful little Winnie the Pooh stickers everywhere, and I'd spent months preparing this room. And I brought him in his little the car seat, and we came in the house, and I put him down on this, trying to take him out, and I just sat on the bed and I started to cry. So I obviously had a bit of baby blues, and at that time you don't think, what could this be? And luckily it passed away as the week progressed. So it was definitely baby blues, but I remember it was just an overwhelming feeling. You had everything prepared for this little one. So we do have that expectation. And then unplanned pregnancy, even a very planned pregnancy, waiting quite long, failing many pregnancies and finally getting pregnant can also bring about anxiety, domestic violence, and then we shouldn't forget our COVID moms. Even now, post-pandemic, a lot of problems and anxiety about, can my baby get sick? Will I get sick? So those are all real reason. And we even have our marital conflict. Those are all things, or partnerhood. We're not, we're very new age in our things. So a lot of partnerhoods as well. If there's some conflict, we don't feel well as the mom carrying the baby. So what can I do about it? So the baby blues usually goes away on its own. But you need some sort of guidance and help, and that's where I come in. So some shut eye, it really helps, okay? Try to sleep when baby sleeps. I know it's impossible. It sounds like a rhyme every midwife tells you, but even if you just lay down next to your baby, I know the housework is waiting. There may be other siblings waiting, but you need to take that little shut eye, because at night you awake, in the morning you awake. And remember, moms, it takes a community to raise a child. That's literally. If good friends, family are telling you they'll go do shopping, they'll watch baby while you just take a shower. That feels like, oh, it's like a spa treatment if you can have a shower undisrupted with a newborn. And those are all things. Please take it with both hands, and don't feel they'll judge your motherhood. I know I also have that thing of super mom, but really take it, because it will just help you. A happy mommy has a happy baby, and you'll be able to function in your motherhood position. Get some sunshine. It's winter, but if you can, those nice days with the afternoon sun, just put baby in your stroller and take a little walk. Baby, I know we're scared of the cold, but baby will actually do so much better in a little bit of sunshine. We know it helps for the neonatal jaundice as well. So a little sunshine, vitamin D does wonders for us. And then I always say, continue prenatal vitamins. So when you go and you give birth, normally there's some vitamins left. Go on with that vitamin from that first day that you've delivered via Caesar or normal. Go on with your vitamins, okay? Why? Because it's the omega. So especially if you have a vitamin with a bit of omega, and I love omegas because it balances that hormone. So your hormones is going like this after birth. You've just given birth to a baby. Progesterone is kicking in, estrogen, everything is confused. So what that hormones does, it just levels your brain. It levels that feel-good hormone, and that's what we want to do. It's good for you and baby. Remember, if you're breastfeeding, baby is actually benefiting. And then you also look at, it will help your sleep as well, because you are a bit vitamin deprived and really exhausted after birth. Some births are quite long, it's quite tedious, so you actually need that bit of just relaxing and just let that vitamin do its work. And it's not a money waste. We know vitamins are very expensive. So I always say, continue with it, finish it. If you can, buy another pack, at least for the first few weeks after birth. I said go for a walk, not just for the sunshine, but also for a bit of exercise. It does give that endorphins. It boosts you a bit as a mom. Don't go pedantic. I know you've had a cesarean maybe. Then I don't expect you to walk 5 blocks, just around a little block, or just to your gate or back. It will just do a bit of something for you. The sunshine, just the light does a lot for you. And then we add healthy foods, very important. Your brain food like your peanut butters, your fresh fruit, your veggies. Those are all things that your fish, your sushi you've craved for all these months. Please go and have it. It's really going to do so much wonders for you. And try to connect with other moms. We've got this great Bonita's Facebook page. So connect on there. We've got the baby line services that you can call a midwife, but connect to moms, like for instance, on certain groups, platforms, and that just helps. It leaves that isolation, because a lot of the baby blues and even depression, it just worsens with the isolation. So remember, Bonita's offers accurate advice, which is good. So if you are in these groups and they do give you strange advice, other moms, you have the honest to know that you can always check on our pages. We have so much articles and things to see that, listen, this don't really coincide. Let's follow what the midwife has advised rather. So now I've done all these things, sister, but what happens if my baby blues just does not go away? Firstly, call your healthcare provider. This can be your gynae, because usually at this time, remember, you're now 2 weeks after birth, you still have to go for your 6-week checkup, so you're still under your gynae. So what I always say is phone him if symptoms of antenatal, or in your case, if it's in that time, postnatal depression shoots in. So if you don't get better after 2 weeks, if you have thoughts of harming yourself or your baby, if you have the inability to function, you literally feel so overwhelmed to just get up, just dress yourself, to dress baby, to take care of the basic needs, or the feeling of sadness is getting worse, or it's so overwhelming, or the inability to eat, or eating too much, comfort eating. So what will my doctor do? So firstly, we won't do what in the past happened. A lot of moms are very scared of saying, I think I'm a bit too sad, sister. I think there is something wrong, because they're scared they're going to be taken to an institution or something. No, we've changed completely. We have done research. We know that postpartum depression is real. It's a very real subject. And I get moms calling me, and I love it when somebody reaches out for help, because I feel like we can still step in and assist. So doctor will ask you a number of questions, like similar to what I asked. Do you maybe have where you're not eating too much? Do you feel like to harm yourself or harm baby? Those are all part of the questions he might ask. Not to take baby away, it's nothing like that. Why? So that he can get the appropriate treatment in terms of medication and the important appropriate referral. So we are referred to two places, a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So I also had to go and do a bit of digging to just make sure I explain to moms correctly. So a psychologist is the one you would talk to. Say for instance, you think it's maybe the depression just got worse because you and your partner can't understand each other with the new baby. He will work through that. He or she will work through that with you. There's a lot of things, that we can assist with. If it feels like it's due to the traumatic birth you maybe have, we talk about those things. But he will also, he has certain markers he checks up on if medication is needed. So very important. Moms can get depression while pregnant even. And then you need to speak to your gynae, because he will refer you to a psychologist, which will then see the markers if medication is needed. There is safe medication for pregnancy as well as for breastfeeding. So these things have been researched. It's not like the old days where they told you leave all your medicine, your child is gonna, something's gonna be wrong with your baba. It's not true. This is research medicine, and it really is effective. A lot of moms will explain to me it feels like a dark cloud, even those that has antenatal depression during pregnancy, a dark cloud. And with the help of the psychologist, which talks, psychiatrists, which give the medication, it feels like just a bit of sunshine is coming in. And that's so important. Just a ray of sunshine is sometimes needed. And that's why I feel like this is so needed. So this is a mental health awareness month, as I mentioned it. That's why I'm bringing the subject. And I hope I brought some light to feel to some moms like this is quite a dark tunnel. I can't get out of it, and nobody will understand to help me. However, this is not a diagnosis, but an opportunity for you to identify parts of it so that you can discuss it with your healthcare provider, and the conversation can continue so that we can notice the risk and that there is help available. I will, however, put in the chat now, while any moms have any questions for me, I'll put in our South African anxiety group for postpartum depression. And this is the same group you can also contact for any antenatal problems you may have, any anxiety or anything you may feel. There's also a 24-hour mental health helpline and a suicide crisis helpline. This is just tools to help you if you or any mom or mom to be that is going through similar. So thank you, moms. It's Sister Talia again, and thank you for just giving me this opportunity and to discuss this very important subject with you.